No, it's flying right there.
All right, hello everyone, welcome to today's session. I'm the trainer for this session, my name is Matthew, and today we're going to be talking about working effectively with others, which is the unit BSB TWK 201. So quickly before we get into it, the reason we're here doing this today is because, as you're aware, you work in a sales environment, and management just want to make sure that you are getting enough training and career progression to be able to effectively do your roles, and to see if you can learn something along the way which you can take back into your roles for your day-to-day calls. Are there any questions before we start?
Well, you know, I know all this sort of thing, and I don't really want to be here, but I have to be here because of the job, so
Yep.
thank you for explaining that.
Yep, no worries. Well, hopefully by the end of this session we will change your mind and you'll actually get something out of this. Before we go on, just want to let you know that we are recording this presentation just for training purposes. Does anyone have any issues with that, or is everyone all happy to be recorded?
It's fine. As long as my details
Can I get a
are-
copy of it?
Yeah, no worries. At the end, I'll give everyone a link to where the recording will be, so you'll all be able to access the recording.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, so as I said, my name is Matthew. I've got 10 years experience in the training sector. I've got a bachelor degree in business management. I've also got 8 years experience as a military instructor. So we're going to start at the front here. I've got your attendance all marked off. So Kath, we'll start with you, just a brief introduction of who you are.
Okay, my name is Kathleen Overton, and I work in sales. I'm widowed, have 2 children and a grandchild. Yep. And yeah.
So I believe you're actually the team leader of the group.
I am the team leader, and I really know everything already, so I'm here to help you.
Yep.
You know, yeah.
So that's a great way to look at it. So
Yeah.
whilst you do know everything, your team is here doing the training. So being the team leader, it is a
Yeah.
great opportunity for you to sit in here and
Yeah.
actually see what your team will be able to take back to their daily roles.
Okay.
Next.
My name's Adam. I'm recently moved to Australia from overseas, so it's good to get first-hand perspective on how the Australian sales departments do things. You know, things are done very different overseas, but it's good to get a fresh idea of how the Australian market does it here.
Yeah, fantastic. At the back there.
My name's Anne. I worked in aged care before I went into sales. I've just got sick of lifting and everything, so I thought sales would be an easier way to finish off my career life. We all know a little bit about it, but it's going to be good to hear new knowledge, and I just love it.
Fantastic.
My name's Rhonda. I've actually been out of the workforce for some time. I don't use social media. I don't like having my details recorded, so I really am struggling a little bit as far as privacy issues go. I don't really want to divulge too much about myself, but I am prepared to take on any training that I need to secure this position.
Yeah, no worries. And so you don't need to have any concerns about your privacy. So all information that we collect from all of you here is purely just for the training, as per privacy legislation. None of this will be used for outside marketing. You won't be bombarded with emails or anything. It is all purely to stay with us and your company for training purposes.
Thank you. That's reassuring. Thank you.
You'll also note down the back, we've got Michael. Michael is our LLN support, so
Hello, Michael.
if anyone does have any support needs or anything, just put your hand up, he'll come over and give you a hand. Otherwise, direct your questions to me, and if Michael's not needed, then we'll let him drink his coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, so this course will allow you to work cooperatively with others, meet workplace goals, and deal with any internal and external conflict that arise. Our learning objectives is to identify individual and workplace goals and responsibilities. Most of those you should know. If not, we'll recap on it so that way we have a fresh understanding. Work collaboratively within a team environment and participate in conflict resolution within the workplace. It will be delivered over 3 30-minute sessions today. General housekeeping before we kick on. WHS, if anyone's got any injuries or concerns about their health, please let me know. We're not going to be doing anything physical today. Our group activities will all be as we are sitting now, and we'll be using phone calls towards each other. No PPE required for this. In case of evacuation, we just head out the door at the back there. We follow the evacuation diagrams. They are on the front door, out the emergency exit in the kitchen, and then the secondary emergency exit between the office space and the restrooms. Our assembly point is by the car park to the right where the picnic tables are located, which you all should know where they are. Between each session, we'll take 15-minute breaks, so you can head out to the kitchen, grab a coffee, use the restrooms, take a phone call if you need it. Kitchen is located down the main hall at the very end. Bathrooms next to the main office, and if you all put your phones on silent, that'll be fantastic. So before we start session 1, does anyone have any questions? Everyone's quite happy?
Yep, thank you.
Alright, so our session 1 is develop effective workplace relationships. From this session, we'll be able to identify individual responsibilities in relation to work group members. So obviously you work in teams, in sales, so just figuring out what your individual responsibilities are. The difference between individual and work group responsibilities, obviously you'll have individual responsibilities like putting clientele information into spreadsheets, compared to work group individual in responsibilities where you may be targeting a certain customer to raise your clientele. Participate in informal meetings, information sharing with the group, so we'll be doing that as a collective here. Request and apply feedback from supervisors. Luckily we have one of our team leaders in the room, so from our workplace meetings we'll be able to get feedback from our supervisor. Support team members in workplace goals and identify advantages or difference in values and beliefs between work group members. So a lot of this here down the bottom, values and beliefs, has to do with, as Adam said, he's new to Australia in the workforce, so it's pretty much just making sure we adhere to workplace and discrimination legislation. Everyone here is treated equal, doesn't matter if you're a team leader, if you're a salesperson, everyone is treated the same. So we're going to kick on first up with a video I've got here. Hopefully I've connected to the Wi-Fi and it works. And no one can see the video, can we? Alright, can you all see it on my laptop at least?
Yep.
Yep. We're just going to watch this. Apologies, it's not working on the TV. They're working. So, back on our slides. From those 3 little short video clips, who can guess the common similarity between them? So, Teamwork, exactly, and that's what we're leading into for our first session, is teamwork. Starting with teamwork, we're going to quickly look at our workplace roles. As you can read, that most of you, or actually you should all know what our workplace goals are. All around calling the customers and informing them about our clients' new products, our services and policies which we hold. We guide callers through troubleshooting, navigating the client's company site or using products or our services. Take customer calls, provide accurate, satisfactory answers to their queries, concerns. Review customer accounts, provide updates for them of any changes we have. Collaborate with other call centres, so we have our sister call centres throughout the state as well, which we can touch base on. We might have a client up in the north, down the south that we need their assistance with. Customer database, maintain client Google Docs, calendars, and populate with appointments. Maintain cleanliness of work environment, and report to our team leader at the front, who then reports to management. We do have a handout here. I'll give you all that to spin along. So what we'll do is we'll go through that a bit later on, but that has to do with teamwork with our workplace goals. So you might be looking at our workplace roles here and wondering, okay, talking about teamwork, so what does our roles have to do with it? Does anyone want to take a quick stab in the dark of why teamwork is an important factor within our workplace roles?
Makes everybody's job easier.
Mm-hmm.
With teamwork, we all know where each other stands. We all know that we're working together on the same goal, is to help our clients and help each other.
Yeah, exactly. So looking at our workplace roles, we have our individual and our team responsibilities. So things you look at here: maintain clients' Google Docs, calendar templates, and populate with our upcoming appointments. They're one of our biggest roles. So an individual, so Adam, yourself for example, you might get a phone call from one of our customers and they're saying, hey, I want to come in for an appointment for selling this item, or I need to discuss with you legislation regarding my refund or warranty policies. That there would be an individual goal, but when you have your individual goals all collective, it becomes a workplace goal. Our individual goal is to provide the support to the customer. The workplace goal is customer satisfaction. Communication, that is a big factor when it comes to teamwork. So communication is important in sales workplace, as you need to understand the customer's needs. By sharing the information effectively with your colleagues, you ensure that the customer's needs are met. Here are some outcomes of effective team communication. So understand what customers want so you can provide good service. So pretty much the customer will call you up, and as we do live in a vast multicultural country, you might not be able to understand exactly what the customer's putting across. So as a member of this team, you need to be able to effectively communicate with that person to find out exactly what they want so you can provide them the best possible service. If, for example, you can't or you can't quite figure out what they want, we don't just hang up on them, we don't just pass them off. We use teamwork to discuss with someone else. So, and you, for example, you might be able to understand what the customer wants more. You can transfer the call through to them. It's all about providing the customer the best service we can. Give customers a good impression of the business. So, as per previous, we're ensuring that they know that by coming to us, we are providing them the best possible service they can have. Help workmates get along in their teams. If someone's struggling with the tasks that they have in front of them, give them a hand. If their workload's bigger than yours, help them out. Prevent misunderstandings, that goes back to that top point again, and build your organisation's reputation. So when you're communicating at work, you should use your whole toolbox of communication techniques. Active listening skills, questioning skills, and non-verbal communication skills. Does everybody understand what is meant by those skills?
Yep.
Okay, communication channels. So what is the difference between formal and informal communication? Anyone have a stab at the dark?
Well, formal is when you actually bring someone into the office and communicate that way, whereas informal would be more over the phone. That's how I would.
Or formal would be a team meeting, whereas informal might be just you having a chat to your team leader.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so,
Or an
What-
email.
yeah, or an email. So we've got their team meetings, one-on-one interactions with individual team members, emails, instant messaging, and calls. So going through that, let's get some examples of what you guys do in your workplace. Do you guys have many team meetings, or do you guys get together quite a lot and collaborate to discuss your daily activities, debriefs of what you do at the end of the day?
Yeah, well, I'm only new to the job, as I said
Mhm.
before, but I do know that they have a team meeting usually on a Friday morning before we actually start work. So,
Mhm.
which is, really you catching up on what's happened during the week, and plus discussing what's going to happen in the following week.
Yep.
So that's very important, I think.
Fantastic. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to do a quick activity together. So we're going to sit around, we're going to discuss information that we get from our clients. I'm going to grab my chair as well, be part of this meeting. Okay. So let's just say we have a person call up and they want to buy, what's something that you guys sell? They want to buy a new plan for their phone. So they want to be able to make international phone calls. They want to be able to not pay through the roof for their current contract, and they want free text and SMS messaging. So what kind of information would we bring to the team to be able to give this person the best service they want?
Well, you look at the products that are on offer.
Mm-hmm.
The plans that are on offer,
Yep.
package deals.
Yeah.
What package would suit them
Yeah.
more than, especially if they're wanting a fair range of things, what would be the best package at the, not the cheapest price, but a competitive price.
So we want to be able to bring together the package, the whole package, to sell to the client, and we want to make sure that the client is obviously satisfied. Do you guys work with databases? Do you work with like Excel spreadsheets to be able to put this client's information into? So let's just say, Anne, you're dealing with the client. You have gone off sick for the day, and then Rhonda has to come in and deal with that client's phone calls that day.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you stated earlier you're not the best with IT, so you're not the best with computers and stuff.
No.
So
It's mainly my own information,
Mhm.
privacy wise. I have done a computer course just prior to taking up this job, so I do know that we do, they do use an Excel spreadsheet so that once you have a client, the information that we require is put
Mhm.
down, and I could just take it up. If Anne was away, I could just look in there and know where she is up to with selling that product to that customer. So,
yeah, fantastic. So yeah, we need to make sure that all information we collect from the customer is placed into our customer database. So that way, if Anne is off sick, Rhonda, you can come in, get that information and provide the best service for the client. And that,
The last thing we want the client to have to do is repeat everything once again to the next person they get online. It should all be there in front of their eyes so they can see where we're up to.
yes, 100% correct. So we, that's why we come together. We have team meetings at the end of the day. We share our information, and that's why communication amongst teamwork is so important, because we need to make sure that all the information that we give or that we collect from the client is well received and is understood by everyone. Now, obviously, not everybody comes from the same background, not everyone comes from the same culture. So we have certain legislations which we have to adhere to when collecting information, when talking to clients. That is the workplace discrimination and bullying legislation. So, Adam, you come from a non-English speaking background. So moving to Australia, how was it for you to be able to try and get your point across to people who may not understand your accent, who may not understand your primary language? How was it for you to come into this workforce and actually be able to effectively communicate with the rest of your team members?
I think that having the same background in sales has helped astronomically with the team's understanding, because even if I can't communicate it through words properly, I can properly document things the exact same way through a database, through Excel spreadsheets, through emails. Phone calls may not be the easiest form of communication for me, but everything else, having the same background, has helped.
Yeah, fantastic. And Kath, you're the team leader here, so you have a new team member come into your team. Let's just say we're all sitting in a team meeting environment. You ask for everybody's debrief at the end of the day, what went well, what we need looking at, primary points for, if we have a new client, a new contract, what each person needs to do. How was it for you talking to someone from a non-English background? Did you find it difficult? Did you find it hard to process?
I've had other people work with me, for me, that have been similar. So at first it's a little bit daunting, but being a team leader, I'm able to get past that, and it's just communication.
Yeah,
Good communication. Yeah.
And did you find it easy to confront your team leaders in
Very easy, and I think that it also helps being in Australia. It's such a multicultural country that not everybody on the same team is just Australian. There are many different nationalities in the team, so understanding everybody is part of the team environment.
Yeah, fantastic. And that's something we're trying to get out of these sessions, is that not everybody has the same understanding of everyone else. So sometimes we do need to have sit-down meetings, whether they're formal or informal meetings. So it could be, if it's something a bit more disciplinary, you can have that one-on-one rather than an email to ask, can you give us information about this client or something. But at the same time, just because somebody doesn't come from an English-speaking background doesn't mean that we can overlook that person, because that's when the whole workplace discrimination and bullying comes in. If you're constantly paying attention to these two ladies and the gentleman down the back here, you're not giving the time of day because he does come from a non-English background. That's classified as bullying and discrimination.
We had a similar thing happen in aged care when I was working there, and this man, he just didn't understand, and the staff didn't want to work in with him, and they wouldn't help him in any way. And I can tell.
See, so what we'll do, thanks for sharing, but right there, that is the perfect point of discrimination. So whatever your personal feelings towards each other are, or personal relationships, okay, that's not what we're bringing in here, but Anne's telling a story about a previous experience, and then Rhonda, here she goes again. Whilst it may be a little joke between everybody, it does actually constitute as workplace bullying. So you may think of it, you may get offended. Rhonda might just think, oh, hang on, it's a joke. But these are the type of things which we have to try and understand and not overlook when we're sitting around in a discussion. We are going to go on our 15-minute break very shortly. This session is almost over, so we'll discuss that the story, because it actually does sound like it is a proper workplace bullying or discrimination. The only reason we're skipping past that right now is because we had a prime example right here.
Thank you.
So yeah, so we need to have these meetings at the end of the day, not only just so we can communicate all the effective information we need to about our clientele, not only so we can pass on to each other any information for our clients and stuff, but also to be able to support each other and be able to actually understand what everybody's doing on a day-to-day basis. I hope all of that makes sense.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So thank you for participating in that little group activity. All right. That actually brings our first session to an end. So in this session, we've identified our individual responsibilities in our workplace. We had that with our workplace responsibilities at the start. Individual and workplace responsibilities. So as you're aware, our individual responsibilities, taking our phone calls, we've got them all listed in front of us in that hand that I just gave to you all, and also our team workplace responsibilities. Those team workplace responsibilities, we bring them into our team meetings. We discuss when we need support. We discuss to know how to proceed with client information. Participate in informal meetings. That's exactly what we just did. We had a quick informal chat about what we do as a team. We had a formal chat about Rhonda and Anne, the interruption just then. And Adam with his sharing to the group about how his non-English speaking background brought difficulties and challenges to the workplace. Request and apply feedback from the supervisor. We didn't really need that at this stage, but as the supervisor, if anyone has the feedback, it is your job to give them the honest but respectful feedback they need. Support team members to meet the workplace goals, which we looked into, and identify advantages and differences in values and beliefs, and that's exactly what we spoke about with Adam and his background. So we're going to have a quick 15-minute break. Head out, grab a coffee, go to the bathroom. Any stories you want to share and discuss? Now's the time. So the time is now 10:40. We'll come back at 10:55.